Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we're Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And we have a top 10 for you. This is a top 10 that I have been workshopping for a very long time because I think it would be fun and funny. But before we get to this...
sad.
Before we get to this amazing top 10, we just want to let you know that we're going to be going to a few conventions upcoming. And we will be doing vlogs for that. So make sure to subscribe so you can see our vlogs as they come out. Okay, so what's the subject, you dare say? What is it? It is our top 10 horrible gaming experiences.
I love this hobby. There's so many good things about it. Every time I play a game, I'm just reminded of meeting new people and just exploring it and just I love this hobby. There's so many cool things about it. And then every once in a while, we have one of those experiences where it's like, what just happened?
Yes.
What is going on here?
Yes.
I did not like that one bit for whatever reason. So we're going to talk about 10 of those moments. We want to hear from you guys too. If you've had one of these kinds of moments, these are entertaining for us, and maybe don't call people by name, and we're not going to.
We're not going to call out any names, but yes, we definitely want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. These are like the best stories. They are absolutely hilarious to me, and I am so excited to be able to just talk about them with you. Okay, so I'm going to start. Our number 10 has to deal with the game Avalon. For those of you who haven't played Avalon, it's one of our favorite games. We played all the time, but it is, there's a group of people, you're going on missions, there's good guys, bad guys.
All hidden.
It's all hidden.
That's a big part of the story.
It's the main part of the story. So the good guys don't know who the bad guys are, but the bad guys all know who each other are. So anyway, we often host people at our house, and so somebody wanted to play this game, and we were like, sure, come on over. So we're like, we'll make you food, your family can come over, we'll just have a good time with this. So they were an hour and a half late.
Strike one.
They had brought food for themselves.
Even though we said we were going to make food for them.
Not a snack. They got a full meal from Panera.
Yeah.
For each of them.
Strike two.
Even though we said we were going to make them.
And we did make the food. We just wasted it.
We did make the food. Okay, but the main point of this is the dad in this situation was drunk when he was over.
Strike three.
Totally out of it. So if you've never played this game before, to start the game, everybody has their character. They know who their character is. They put their character down, and then everybody closes their eyes as you walk through basically a game setup so people know who each other is. We had to do it at least 3 times because he kept messing up.
Closing his eyes when he should have been opening them, opening when he should have kept them shut.
Yes.
Looking at other people's cards, all kinds of things.
And when you are playing Avalon and you are a good guy, you can only pass missions. You can't fail them. He was a good guy failing missions.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst. This is a game I play, multiple times a year. It comes out all the time when I get together with my family. It is a huge hit. I have so much fun with this game. But I still have that memory of this guy showing up an hour and a half late, showing up drunk, not able to play this really, it's a simple game. It's straightforward, but you do have to be interactive and understanding what's happening. And then they left. And he invited himself over. It wasn't it wasn't one of those situations. Everybody's been in a situation, where you're not sure if you want to go to somebody's house, whatever. This wasn't that. He was like, let me come to your house. Yeah.
Okay, our number 9 horrible gaming experience. I'm sure a lot of people, this is going to be one that resonates with a lot of people, but just in general kind of bad teaches. I got 2 good examples. One was someone was teaching me Orleans, which I think is a game that I would really, really dig. But because of the way this individual taught it, not only did I barely understand it, but when there's certain rules would come up and they would wait, the person who taught the game would wait until it benefited them to bring up these rules. And be, and there's another rule where you can do this in order to do this and do this. I'm going to do that now and score a bunch of points or do whatever it was. And I have never gone back and I've never played Orleans because of it. I didn't have a feeling I would dig this game, but because of that teaching and learning experience...
Sour.
Yeah, and same thing, I had another one where someone was teaching me Cut no Hora, and the exact same thing. This notoriously, this individual teaches games, usually bigger, more involved games, teaches 75% of them, and that's not a bad strategy. Teaching 75% of a big, heavy game, and then as things become more relevant, that's one of my strategies that I use.
It's a good strategy, yeah.
As they become more relevant, bring them up, things like that, but this was very specific, targeted, like, and now I'm going to do this, my character's thing that does this thing, that does this thing, and I'm like, we didn't even know that was an option. And when I'm teaching a game, I usually want everyone else to do better than me, you know, like I want to try some weird strategy instead of some normal strategy.
You feel like you did a good teach.
Yeah, if everyone has having a good time. So yeah, teachers out there, people who teach games, be sure that you are being very gentle with your first-time players, especially of big involved games.
Yeah.
Let them do a good job. Don't let them win. Just don't do your main, really intense strategy. Or don't bring up rules at the last second right as you're about to utilize them to score a bunch of points or do some cool ability without letting them know way in advance of something that you can do and that they can do too.
Yeah. All right, so our next one is, we had this acquaintance a very long time ago who had designed a game and asked if we would play it. And we're like, sure, come on over, we'll play your game, give you some feedback. So we played this individual's game, and it wasn't good. There was
We might even talk about it later.
There's lots of flaws. But anyway, so we played this, wasn't good, whatever. You know, let's just play a different game. Awesome. So we got out Love Letter, which it's a micro game. It's like, it's the granddaddy of all micro games, right? Love Letter. This is a game that both of our daughters at 4 years old have played because you just memorize the numbers. So we're playing this game and he keeps getting confused, says the game is too complicated, and then leaves. That's it. Like, he didn't want to play games with us. He just wanted us to play his game.
Yeah, and I think, like, I have a lot of grace for people who don't like more complicated games, or even they're just not, games not the thing at all, in which case I have a lot of grace for that too. But we're talking about someone who thinks they're a strategy game designer.
Yes.
You can't, and if Love Letter's too complex for you, you shouldn't be designing strategy, like deep strategy games.
No.
All right, so my next one, comes from a game called Fantastic Beasts: Perilous Pursuit. This is in the Harry Potter world, the Wizarding world. We were taught this by a staff member, or I don't know if they were a staff or a volunteer, or whatever they were, but they were supposed to be, we bought tickets at an event for them to teach us this game. We'd actually already bought the game. It was sitting at home in the shrink, and we bought this tickets at an event so that it could be taught to us, so we wouldn't have to read it from the rule book.
Yeah.
Just every once in a while, it's just nice to not have to crack open a rule book, you know?
Yeah, and it was before we were reviewing a ton of stuff, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this person who was being paid to, or at least we paid them. I don't know if they actually got the money or not. Who knows? But we paid to learn this game. They were botching the rules left and right. The game, it was such a terrible experience learning this game. We have no idea. We left the game like soured. We were like, we want to sell our copy of the game. We don't want to play this at all. Luckily, we were able to, get home, crack the rulebook open ourselves, learn it the right way.
Not even the same. Not even close to the same game.
What we were taught versus what was in the rulebook are two completely different games. One is a fun, playable game. One was unfun and unplayable. It was a terrible, disastrous experience. And so publishers, when you have people volunteering or even paid to teach your games, make sure that you are giving them some kind of overview, giving them some kind of a video to watch, some kind of a something to make sure they're equipped to teach, because that's another pet peeve of mine, is just not knowing the game before you're teaching the game.
Yes.
And especially when someone's paying for that experience, even when I've run free events and stuff like that, at various conventions, I make sure that my teachers are practiced, written out, typed up, if whatever the case is,
Ryan
with
will
references.
practice them with me, actually.
Just to make sure that I don't miss anything, that everything is good, concise, and entertaining at the same time, so they're not as bored. Oh, teaching is important. It's two of my bullet points so far have been about teaching.
Okay, so have you guys heard the term rage quitting? I have hardly ever done this. I have only done this twice while playing board games, and one of them was very early on in our channel, and we were trying to review a game, and it was just a roll and move. That was it. There was no strategy. There was nothing else. Okay, whatever. It's just a roll and move. But it took... Well, I quit before we got to this point, but it would have been about a 3-hour game where you have zero control and nothing happens. Like, nothing happens. So we're talking about this game, and I tell Ryan, I can't do this anymore. I freak out, throw my stuff, and leave. I literally rage quit. I told Ryan, I'm not going to be in this review. You can do it by yourself.
So if you want a data mine through our 700 reviews and you want to figure out which game that is, it was just me talking.
Yes. I was so mad that this game had wasted so much of my time because it shouldn't have been published in the first place. Like, it was not a good game. It is a horrible game. I still think it's a horrible game. If you see me in person, I'll tell you. I just don't feel bad. I feel kind of bad about, like, saying it in this medium. But if you ever see me in person, I'll be more than happy to tell you about this horrible game that while we were playing it, there was no decisions to be made. There was even, like, this loop where you had to roll, like, a perfect combination, but you had no way to mitigate that combination to get it, so you're just stuck there forever, and then nothing happens. It is one of the worst things that has ever happened. It should not exist.
All right, so our number 5 horrible gaming experience involves the game Root. Root is kind of a genius game,
Yeah.
but it really rewards multiple plays, and more than that, I think multiple players need to have played multiple times. And there's many different factions. They're all extremely asynchronous.
Yeah.
They kind of have almost like a checks and balance in place. Like, this character kind of keeps this character in place. This character kind of keeps this person in check. This person keeps this character in check. That kind of thing is happening a little bit. And it's a fairly involved game too. But it really is, lands when you've played with 4 players who've all played a lot of times and are pretty understanding of all the factions. So we weren't aware of that meta thing going on, that you needed to have that level of, whatever going on. We played the game. It was fine. I ended up winning by just a little bit. And it was cool. I was excited because I thought I had done a really good job of strategizing and figuring out what to do to make my character work the best it possibly could. I ended up winning, and that was cool. I don't often brag about winning. I don't care about that. I like playing games.
It's relevant.
It's relevant only because the person who did the teaching of the game flipped their lid. They thought they should have been able to win, and because Bethany, the character that Bethany was playing, in theory could have had the ability to keep my character in check a little bit, he thought that she did a bad job of playing that character. And so, therefore, it's her fault that he didn't win. And it had nothing to do with the fact that I did a good job. It took away the validity of my win. It's basically said,
You didn't actually win because I shouldn't have lost.
Right.
Yes.
It was it soured that whole experience for me. Like, hey, I tried hard. I did a good job. I played my powers to my ability, and I ended up winning. Like, by saying it's her fault that I won, and he should have been the rightful winner, like, it just was so bizarre. And it just tainted that whole thing for me. I don't want to play Root with people who are Root people.
Yeah.
I want to play people with Root who have played it a similar number of times as me. Just for that very fact of it's not fun when they have an expectation of you that doesn't involve you having fun.
Yeah.
It's not something I recommend. If you're going to play Root, play with people who are at the similar caliber of you, and they're just there to have a good time. Or if you're really into Root, find those people too, so that way you're not putting pressure on them.
Yeah. So I think I have been really lucky, super blessed. I just do not experience a lot of any type of misogyny or sexism. The people I play with, even though I play with a lot of guys, just none of them are like that.
I feel like in the early days of board gaming, that was a complaint that a lot of women had.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gone away in recent times for the most part.
Yeah, I've had negative gaming experiences, but there's only 2 that I can attribute to it being the fact that I was female. All of them else, like, sometimes you just have to remember, this person is just a jerk. Like, it really has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a woman. They're just a mean person. Like, or something like that. Like, sometimes I have to remove myself. This has nothing to do with me being a woman. It's just their issue. But there are 2 issues. My number 4 is that were 100% due to me being a woman. And this one, I was playing a game of Second Chance, and I was just learning. It was the first time I played this game. And I was playing in this game group where there was only one other female in the group, and she did not like that another woman was there. These were her guys that she was going to play with the entire time. She made me second guess everything I was doing the entire time, called me out when I made a mistake, even though I was learning the game. Like, this is the first time I was playing the game, and really belittled basically everything I did that entire time because I was another woman married with a child. At that point, we just had the one encroaching like on her territory. It was the weirdest experience. I now know the term is, what is it? Pick me. She was a pick me girl and didn't like that. Like she was the gamer girl and all of a sudden here's this other gamer girl and she did not like that. It was wild and one of the weirdest, like I know these are horrible ones, but this is one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. And the fact that I had that like from another woman, like come
and you were even trying to send like positive vibes, like
I was.
hey, another girl I get to play with.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, I was trying to be very positive. And the thing about that is because I wasn't being negative, I was still gardening positive attention. Like it backfired. What you were trying to do didn't work.
Everybody felt bad, like, why are you being mean to Bethany?
Yes, it totally did not have the effect you wanted it to have.
All right, so our number 3 negative gaming experience, horrible gaming experience.
Might have been hinted to.
You hinted at it earlier. Yeah. A person who, this is kind of I don't know, people thought they could just like kind of make games put on Kickstarter. They saw the success of games like Scythe and things like that. Yeah. And so they wanted to just kind of use Kickstarter.
Milk that cow.
Yeah, use Kickstarter as a way to fund their hobby. And by people giving them free money, essentially, and then using that for whatever they wanted. And that's not how that works. The way that Kickstarter works in the gaming sphere specifically is often kind of a pre-order system, right? Yeah. You've got a pretty well fleshed out, well-developed game that might not be its final art yet, but you know a good deal about this game, you know a good deal about the components, you know a good deal about the designers, things like that. Then people are willing to donate money to this project in exchange for hopefully getting when that funds, getting a game when it's all said and done. In that way, it's a mutual beneficial thing for the game companies. They kind of can gauge the pressure of a game. They can gauge how many they should order and things like that. They can also get some money up front so that way they can fund the production of the game and then make enough money make enough games that they can then sell those for a profit later on. It's more or less just to cover manufacturing costs and things like that. And
you know that you're funding the hobby. That's like what you like about it.
Right.
Like as you as the consumer, like you're supporting something in a company that you like the product that they're putting out and you want them to continue putting out that product.
Yeah. So we knew an individual who did not have a fully fleshed out game. It was basically chess. It was chess with special powers. It was terrible. It was the worst game I've ever played.
I don't know about that.
Everything about it was really rough, and one of the draws of it was you can use the pieces to play chess with, like.
Oh, and it had limitless player count. Do you remember that?
Yeah, like have you tested this? No, but it should. In theory, it should work. Nope. No, it did not work. We played it a couple times. Just terrible. We gave some very practical advice. We've been involved with this industry in some level for a little while now, and even at that point, we still knew enough to say, this needs more playtesting before you put it out in front of people. This needs more development, and maybe it's not even worth putting too much time into.
I even remember that the style of game it was, Ryan listed off like 5 different similars. Have you played this one? No. 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 Have you? It was just like, so he was designing this game of a game he's never played.
And it wasn't like obscure games. These were like games that you should know, especially if you're calling yourself a designer.
Yeah.
And especially designing a similar style game, or at least what he thought was similar to them. In reality, his game wasn't a game.
Yeah.
So he didn't take any of our advice. He put the game up on Kickstarter, made no money, and then on social media went on and lambasted all of his friends and family for not supporting his Kickstarter that he was going to use to buy a 3D printer with.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe you didn't do this. I wanted this to buy equipment for myself and have some fun with it, but now nobody would back this.
Yeah.
So now I can't do that, and you guys are all terrible friends and terrible family and terrible gamers.
True story.
But nobody wanted this piece of junk game. You had no media behind it. You had no development. You had no art. You had no
you wouldn't even accept feedback, like good feedback. Ryan is great at constructive feedback.
Having to playtest just the world's worst game, and then not having that. Not that everyone should take my advice, that, but just seeing what happens when they don't take anybody's advice, and then how that looks. It was just really wild. They had to actually introduced me to a broader game group who are now, many of them are my friends. And when I went to that game group for the first time, I was so ashamed that I knew this person because I heard them talking bad about this person and like how they were like ruining game nights for them. And it was just so weird to see. Well, the only reason I'm here is because of them, but I don't associate with them.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until years later where I was like, yeah, the person who invited me for the first time was this person that you guys have been making fun of for the past couple of years. They're like, well, it's a good thing you didn't mention that because we would have judged you.
We would have been associations, yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Long story.
So my number 2, our number 2 is about a game called Obscurio. We played this at Gen Con. It was a ticketed event. I was just curious. This was a very long time ago. Like, gosh, such a long time ago. 2018, maybe? 17? I don't remember. It was a very long time ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we're playing this game, and this is the only other instance of all of my instances. Been playing board games for 10 years now, where I can attribute you were just being sexist, you were being misogynistic towards me. So we're playing this game. I'm playing with Ryan and my brother and these 2 other guys, and everything I did, this other guy questioned me. Didn't question Ryan or my brother Matt if they did the same thing, just questioned me. Every single turn we took, to the point that his friend, like, do you remember that?
No.
His friend was getting uncomfortable with his, like, peering in to me. Everything I did was a wrong action. This was one of those games that I thought I didn't enjoy, actually, until I was able to play it again at a later date with, like, people who don't play like that. And I was like, wow, this is a fun game. I just had no idea because I played with such a horrible person who was making his friend uncomfortable with the way that he was treating me. Not Ryan, not my brother, just me.
All right, along those same lines, our number 1 horrible gaming experience. It turns out Dominion ends up being one of our favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
When we were first introduced to Dominion, we had never played a deck builder. In fact, no one had, right? Hardly for the most part. Dominion was a brand new concept. There are maybe have been other things that use deck building elements, but for the most part, we're just going to call Dominion the great-great-granddaddy of all deck builders.
Yeah.
And deck building is a weird concept, right? When you've never done one before, you've never seen one before, and you have the situation where you have smaller cards, and you're buying cards, but you don't get to use those cards right away. You then have to like put them in this deck, and then eventually get to use them later. But you know, it was weird. And items like silvers. If you're not familiar with Dominion, you have to buy silvers, which kind of adds money to your deck, right? So you can buy more and more expensive things later. But the cost of a silver is 3 coins. What it gives you is 2 coins. And I just couldn't like figure out I couldn't figure out like I'm spending 3, but I'm only getting 2 back. I don't understand why that is the case. And the person teaching it was not helpful at all. They basically just said, just buy whatever cards you can afford and put them in your deck, and then it'll be fine. And it was one of those things where they went for the ultimate strategy. They went for tons of big cards, big expensive cards right away, and the cards that gave us curses to all the other players.
Yeah.
And they won with this. I had negative points. I ended up with negative points. They had, whatever it was, 40 or 50 points, a huge number. I had negative number, and they were like prancing around the room, cheering, shouting, like, I can't believe I beat you by so much. You're terrible at this. I'm awesome. I'm so good at this game. I'm unbelievable at this game. I should be like in tournaments and stuff like that. I'm so good at this game. And I'm just like, I don't like you. B, I don't like Dominion.
Yes.
Turns out later, once I am actually taught how a deck building game works by someone who actually wants to play games and not just win games.
Yeah. There is a difference.
It's a really fun game and a great experience. And now one of our favorites that we have bought tons of expansions for and stuff like that. So now when I teach I just taught a deck builder to someone recently.
Yes.
And I walked through every, all the conceptual things about it. So that way.
You play like open-handed for the first couple of things and just showing everything, and you walk through, oh look, now we have nothing. Now those things we just bought, we get again. Like, yeah, you do a really good job with that.
So now your deck is a little bit stronger. Now your hands are going to be a little stronger. You can do more with that. And I really enjoy teaching those kinds of games because I know how good they can be if you get them started off right.
Yeah.
And just that gloating and that just like, why would you ever do that when you're teaching a game? If the goal is to play games with people and have people
But
have...
that wasn't that person's goal. The person's goal was, I can't play this game by myself and I want to win, so I'm going to make these people play this game so I can win.
Yeah, don't be that person.
Yeah, it's so crazy to me because we genuinely thought we hated that game.
Yeah.
And we own like 3 expansions.
We're a lot more than 3.
Do we?
I can count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 main expansions plus a bunch of upgrade kits and promos. So yeah, we've got a few cards. And a custom storage solution and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So, now you've heard some of our terrible experiences. We want to hear from you. What are some of your negative gaming experiences? Some of the ones that just turned you off to maybe specific games, specific people, specific scenarios.
Yeah.
We would love to hear about that.
Was there specifically what happened to us multiple times, a game you thought you hated, but you actually just played with the wrong person? You actually ended up loving it later on. We want to hear these stories. These stories are so good. Hopefully they're funny for you and not horrible now that time has passed, but let us know in the comments below. Until then, don't forget to subscribe, and you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks for watching our shenanigans. As always, we appreciate it. Over here, if you follow this link, you're going to find a playlist we've hand-selected, handcrafted, just for you, because you watched this video.
And if you check over here, this is a video that YouTube thinks you might like, so you can check that out if you want as well.
All right, we appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.